Hello. We back again with this another G.A.S podcast coming to you live here with my co-host, my brother, my friend, my brother, Mr. New
Everything.
Type of Money.
What's happening? What's happening?
Yeah. Episode 27.
27. We on 27, bro.
Episode 27.
Been consistent.
Yes, sir.
We've been consistent.
Yep.
Every week.
All right. And today we got a topic that a lot of folks can relate to.
Mm.
And today our topic will be, what do you do when you don't know what to do? And as always, I'm going to start out and let my brother expound a little bit on what do you do when you don't know what to do.
He always want the guy that mind be everywhere to go first. Okay. So, what do you do when you don't know what to do?
Yes, sir.
I gotta be real. I don't know. So I'm gonna just say what I do. I'm gonna say what I've done, and then I'm gonna say what I do.
Okay.
And then what I try to do. What I've done. Reword that question. Give me that question one more time.
What do you do?
What do you do
when you don't know what to do?
You don't know what to do. I remember the time. There were times where I didn't know what to do, so I just do something. Like I'm gonna just do whatever my mind tell my mind to do until I figure it out. Now, well, I'm gonna say there's been times where I didn't know what to do. I worry, I stress, I doubt, I go get me something to smoke on, I go get me something to drink on, I get distracted, I don't know what to do. So I just would result back to things that make me feel comfortable or made me escape, gave me a temporary escape of reality until I find out what to do. Until I figured it out. Nowadays, it honestly be difficult to do sometimes. And I know this may sound simple, and we talked about this on the thing before, but I would just simply say, give it to God. But then people, it's like, I just can't give it to them like that. Like, okay, how does that look? How does giving it to God look, money? How does giving it to God look, Aaron? And for me, that looks various ways. I actually kind of found myself in that spot today. I've been finding myself in that spot lately, where I have so many gifts and talents, and I could, continue to just jump around and try to figure out or do the talents that make the most sense or make me the most money. That will make sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I've tried that type of thought process and just me. I can't speak for nobody else, but the way me and God's relationship is almost like if I'm not, I'm gonna say in the perfect will of God, because you can be in the permissive will. You can God to give you permission and free will to do whatever you want to do. But I like to seek God to be in that right place. And honestly, sometimes that could be a dangerous spot because sometimes we sitting there waiting for God, and sometimes, most of the time, God is waiting for us.
Mm-hmm.
Other times, we sitting there waiting for God, and I just feel like that it can just go so many different ways, brother Jordan. Like I say, but I'm there now. I don't know what to do. And somebody else will probably get on on this podcast or any podcast, and just act like they got it all together, they got it all figured out, and we supposed to be on here giving people answers and results and stuff, you know what I mean? But here's a co-host on here today saying, I don't know what to do.
I ain't
So
gonna say we're supposed to be giving people answers and things. We just talk about it from our point of view
in perspective, yeah.
and perspective, and then we say what most people won't say. They're just thinking.
Right.
So
I'm
actually
definitely
saying what you think.
I'm definitely saying that, and probably what most people don't say. And like I don't know what to do. I'm doing a lot of things. I'm doing new things and that I'm starting to like and that I'm good at. But just because I'm good at it, that doesn't necessarily mean that's what I'm supposed to be have the majority of my attention to in this time in this season. So I'm gonna give them a scripture because we got the Bible thumpers on here. They gotta have a scripture. What do you do when you don't know what to do? There's a scripture that says, and I feel like this is resonating for me right now, maybe for a few of you all out there. Some things, some things only come through fasting and praying. And that's what's resonating with me now. There's so much that I want to do. There's so much that I can do. There's a lot that I'm doing. But I feel like I need to not just food, turn down some things uh so I can hear clearly, so my spiritual ears can be open, my spiritual eyes can be open, and I can clearly hear what I'm supposed to be doing in this season. How?
I got you. One thing we have to realize, and one thing I've come to realize, and let me clarify, on this podcast, we don't come to answer and think we know, because we don't know everything.
I don't know nothing, man.
But I just come to give it from what has worked for me and from my perspective.
Right.
So let me
Experience.
clear it. But
Right.
most time when I'm at a point where I don't know what to do, I feel like that's my season to wait. Because the simple fact of the matter, our bodies was created from the ground.
Mm-hmm.
If we look at the earth, our body is 80% water. The earth is 80% water. And mostly everything, if we study the anatomy or whatever it's called of the earth,
Right.
we can kind of understand our bodies
a little more,
a little better.
Right.
And I said that to say this. When it comes down to planting and harvesting, when we till the ground and we put in the seed doesn't come up right then. It has to sit there. It has to rot, or should I say germinate.
Mm-hmm.
Then it has to begin to break through and come through the surface. And all of that takes time. There's a season for tilling the ground. There's a season for planting. There's a season for watering. And there's a season for waiting and harvest. When you don't know what to do, but if you know that you're in the will of God and you have no more direction on where to go, that may be the season to wait. Because what may be coming next may be more than we can handle now. So we have to sit here and gather ourselves and gain strength, which means break through the ground and get a little stronger and bigger before we can go on to that next season to where we can give up. Because if we notice it, the person that plants the seed is the person that's going to reap the seed. But what happens when you are the seed? You're the person that's going to give the harvest. Meaning there's a season for reaping and there's a season for sowing.
Right.
Right now may not be your season for reaping.
Right.
It may be your season for sowing into somebody else's life. So
Right.
the thing that you have, that talent that you have, that gift that you have, that being that prayer warrior, being that faster, that may be the gift. It may be your season for giving. But we always are ready for the season to receive. Lord, when am I gonna get this? Lord, when am I gonna receive that? Lord, when is more money coming? Lord, when is the car coming? When is the house coming? When is the woman coming? This may not be the season for that. It may be the season for you. Pray for this brother. Bless this sister. Or go over there and just support this brother. Go over there and support this sister. See, we feel like that ain't ministry, but that's ministry as well.
See, I look at it like these 13 years, all that you saying,
Mm-hmm.
the giving,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's been my main ministry. That's all I've done. And I kind of feel like, God give it to you. Why I kind of feel like, and it's hit me now, maybe I'm in the season of receiving and I still want to,
Yeah.
like, I know. What happens when you know what to do, but you don't want to do it? I guess that's my problem, because I really feel like this is the season, me being called like all the way to the forefront in the spot, and it's like I'm to the point, man. I've gotten the spotlight my whole life, like, and that's what people chase, and I never. It looks like I like it because I know how to interact in the flow, in the crowd. I know how to, and it's not putting on. That's who I am.
But see, the difference is, like you say, most people chase it. But what happens when it follows you? You get what I'm saying? What happens even when you're trying to get away from it? It follows you. So the best thing to do is walk in what your calling is, because it's like you're running from it.
I don't like what come with it.
That ain't. Is you doing your will, or you trying to do the will of God?
You know what I'm saying? It's easy to say. You see what happens on this show.
I'm just asking the question. A lot of time when God gives us an answer, we don't like His response. So now we're saying, God, is you sure?
Well, you say this the show that we say what people don't want to say. Sometimes I want to do my will.
Okay.
Sometimes my will seems a little better than God
In your own way.
in my eyes. 'Cause I'm like, I'm safe over here.
Yeah.
I ain't heard nobody over here. Now what you want me doing is controversial. It's all in people's face. It's passionate.
But guess what?
You finna put me back out there as a crazy guy. I had got a little saint and got a little,
But who was better equipped for that than Aaron Williams? Because you say you don't care what people say about you. You don't care what people think about you.
I really
A lot of people do. So they couldn't carry that weight. But a person that don't care, they can carry it. A person that's in their own lane, they can carry it. A person that's not fixated on what's going on around them, they can carry it without dropping it. See, God don't need nobody that's going to carry the weight just for a moment.
Right.
He needs somebody to carry the weight till the wheel has been carried out.
Right.
Like Jesus did. Jesus questioned, is
Right.
there any other way? But
Right.
not my will.
Right.
Thy will.
Right.
Can we get to that point?
Right.
Yeah, I don't want to do this. Like me, I don't want to be this good guy.
Right.
I don't want to do it the right way.
Right.
I don't want to see him keep taking care of these children.
Right.
I don't want to put up with all this mess and be the person that got to always help people. But guess what? Not my will, but thy will. Because I see it, Lord. See, that's what we fail to realize too. A lot of times we pray things, but we be one-sided with our prayer. We be like, Lord, help me to get closer to you. So sometimes to get closer to Him, you got to put away everything you want to do.
Right. Right.
So now when it come down for me, but you ain't looking at it like that. All I want to do is get close to you. I don't want to go through the mess that it takes to get close to you. Or Lord, help me to get to a certain financial level. Well, in order to get there, I got to get you there by taking away so you can appreciate when you do get it.
You see, I'm glad you mentioned that. That's another place I'm in. I'm having to switch my whole mindset on money and finances and all that, because I had almost got to a point, like I ain't gonna say almost, I had got to a point, like, I'm not saying it didn't matter, but it really didn't matter. Like, it's like, I was cool with being here to just doing what I do. I'm just, you feel me? And I had, like, God had put me in that season where I was able to operate off a minimum amount, month to month, year to year. And it's like, okay, I'm cool with that. I can live off. I don't see myself live off $50,000 a year, $60,000 a year. And like this, me, like hustling, making money. I ain't got no job. It's just figuring it out, using my gifts, using my talents. But everywhere, using my gifts, using my talents. I'm here, I'm there, I'm doing this for me, I'm doing that, I'm doing that. This work, this work. You know, you see what I'm saying? So now I feel like God, like, okay, I don't let you have the small. Now I'm ready to drop it on you, and now I'm be so serious with you. I think the whole thing with me, I'm scared. I'm scared to mess it up. I'm scared to. I'm cool. I don't got comfortable.
Well, tell me this: name one person that didn't mess it up. I'm talking about in the tangible and in the not tangible.
Right.
In the Bible and not in the Bible.
Yeah.
Name one that didn't mess it up. I'm gonna wait.
Yeah. And then, as I say that, like how the way my brain think, sometimes all the time, the blessing be in getting it wrong.
That's why I say name a person that didn't mess it up.
Because the reality was, I got it. I got other stuff wrong on the level that I was on, and God has shown me how He spared me to go through what I went through on a lower level, because He showed me people that I knew and got in my phone, got contact to, and they had to go through divorce, this, that, and the world saw it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, so it's I thank God. I thank God. But it's like I'm almost, and I guess this is, turn about to a therapy session on here though. But yeah, man, I guess I'm scared of success. I talk about elevating and leveling up, but it's like I know where they say arms reach. I know all I gotta do is just and turn the door and walk through it. But the problem is, I done been behind that door too, and I know what I ain't go too far, but I know what come with that door too, and I don't want that. I don't want none of that. Death behind that door too. You know what I mean? But with all that said, and when we said all that, it still go back to, I guess, to answer, what do you do when you don't know what to do? You seek the will of God. You seek the presence of God. That's about the only answer I can cook, because anything else just gonna be you.
But the thing is, to the people that are out there listening and that don't know God, how do they seek the presence of God?
I'm gonna say for me, and this is what I was doing today, this is what I do throughout my day, just all day. Like, man, just how I'm venting and talking to my brother, I talk to myself and the God in myself the same way. Like, man, shoot. I drive all day, so I be driving like, man, boy, God, man, like you gotta tell me something. Like, what's up? Like,
and as you say that, I use Chat GPT. I mean, what is it called? Chat GPT.
Chat GPT, yeah.
So I asked Chat GPT, I say, what do you do when you don't know what to do?
Mm-hmm.
Chat GPT said, when you don't know what to do, the best approach is often to pause, get still, and create space for clarity. Here are a few grounding steps. It says, breathe and reflect. Take a moment to slow down your thoughts. Journalizing or quiet reflections can help you sort through your feelings versus what actually happened. Number 2, return to your why. Reconnect with the values, purpose, or long-term visions. It can provide directions when options feel unclear. Number 3, do the next right thing. Instead of trying to solve everything at once, focus on one small step you can take,
Right.
and then progress often brings clarity. Progression often brings clarity. Okay, number 4, ask for guidance. Form a mentor, a friend, prayer, or meditation. Sometimes insight comes when you invite it from outside your usual thinking. Number 5, embrace not knowing. See, that's the one thing we always want to know.
Yeah.
Trust that not knowing is part of the process. Stillness can be a setup for a breakthrough. Me and ChatGPT we out right now.
So stillness could be. See, that's the thing, and you know what's so crazy? I've been getting in a. It's like I've been feeling in a place where I'm getting still, but I've been feeling like I ain't moving, and I'm ready to move. So it's like
you gotta wait till you get a breakthrough. Remember I told you to put that seed in the ground. That seed don't move for a while until it begins to get a breakthrough.
Right.
See, we don't want to go through the breakthrough. We want to be here and there overnight.
Right.
And Lord, if I can't get from here to there by tomorrow, I want to know what I got to do to get there when you want, and when you gonna get me there. We can't just trust the process. What's wrong with trusting the process?
Then when I get there, I don't want to deal with this, and this.
So you gonna tell him what you want, and you gonna tell him how you want it, when you want it, the way you want it. Come on, it don't work like that. The plan of God is not Burger King. You can't have it your way.
Can't have it your way.
Yeah. Because one thing about him, and one thing about it even being me, I don't want a temporary
return.
A temporary return. Or I don't want a temporary what they call it, what prosperity. When I get prosperity, I want it to be everlasting.
Right.
I don't want
generational.
Yeah, for generations. So easy come, easy go.
Right.
But then I also want to be able to where I want to be able to go through the process to where I understand the process so I can help somebody else go through the same process.
Right.
Because if it happens so instant or so easily, I won't even know the process myself. But now when I can sit here and say, then when we can do it on our own, we wouldn't know that God was the one that did it for us to help us through it. We'll feel like I did this.
Right.
But now when we get to a point where we don't know what to do, you ain't got no other choice but to trust in him. Because in my natural thinking, in my natural moving, I want to never figure this out.
I'm hearing pause, pivot, and process.
Yeah.
Pause, pivot, process.
But in the midst of your pause and your pivot and your process, you got to have that patience.
Patience. Yeah.
Whether it been 13 years or 13 days. Don't put no time on the process. Because your process may take a little longer. If you ever notice, the things that take longer to produce are the most valuable things there is.
Right.
Like when they make them MK bags, the ones that got 300 over 1,000, they're a little cheaper than the one that took a long time just to make that 1 or 2 bags.
Right.
Them be bags that is priceless.
Right.
3,000, 5,000, 10,000, because they only made 1 or 2 because it took so long to make it.
Right.
So when you got that priceless gift, it takes longer to process. But once it's processed, good God Almighty, money can't. There's no monetary value for it.
Right.
And most of the gifts that we carry, once we get them processed, money can't buy them.
You see, that's like, wow. You see, you just said something powerful. Because for these years, it's almost like, if I could, I really would, like, and I have. And that's kind of difficult too. I'm almost willing to do it all for free. But it say you give make room for it, you know what I mean? So
I get that, but you saying you're willing to do it for free, but God know it costs to live as well. Right. We're not living in a free world.
Right.
I mean, they say we free.
Right.
But the things that we need are not free. You got to have housing, you got to have shelter, you got to have food. It's not.
Right.
So he said that your gift will make room for you. Meaning, you don't even have to ask for it. You don't have to try to force it in there. Your gift will make room. Meaning, wherever you are, room will be made. Whether it be monetarily, whether it be a space on this platform, whatever. Your gift will make room. That makes sense? The wicked or the wealth is laid up for the just.
Right.
There's plenty of wealthy people out here that don't know what to do with their money.
Facts.
But now something that you said or something that you done may have touched them to where they just want to bless you. So you're going to try to tell me since you ain't want the money, you're going to turn down the money? If you don't want it, get it and use it for somebody else. that needs it.
Right.
Like I say, this thing bigger than us. It's bigger than our own visions. It's bigger than our own dreams.
Right.
There's a purpose and there's a plan that we're trying to get to. Some of it involves us. Some of it requires us, but most of the time it has nothing to do with us.
Yeah. You said something. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It involves us. It requires us, but it has nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
Look at the plan of salvation. It required Jesus. It involved Jesus. But it had nothing to do with it.
Yeah. And it requires us.
It requires us. And it has nothing to do with us. It's to the bigger picture.
Yeah, that's good.
We are to be a light. Now, that don't mean I'm supposed to go and try to do something to make myself shine.
Right.
But my lifestyle should make me shine above all of anything that's darkness around me.
Right.
And regardless of what room I step in, my light should shine over anything that's negative in this room.
Right.
That's why I can't understand why we as Christians feel like we have to separate ourselves to a point where we're away from the darkness. Well, who is going to illuminate these dark places in these people's lives? Who is going to illuminate this person's dark mind? Who is going to illuminate this person's dark heart? If all I want to do is hang around people that's somewhat like me.
Right.
But what about the people that are nothing like me?
Right.
But we so weak-minded till we feel like if we get in the midst with them, we're going to do what they do.
Right.
Or we're going to be judged by them. Who cares what they don't have a heaven nor hell to put you in. There's only one that has that.
Or judged by their counterparts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's, I was thinking that today, when I do music, and I was thinking about like the Christian hip hop rappers, and just thinking how it's almost like they don't, like, artists that do songs outside of that genre, they frown upon those artists. And it's like, it's weird to me, because how do you expect to touch someone outside of your sphere if you're never gonna, I'm not saying that you have to do what they do, accept what they do, or anything, but at some point, how can you bridge the gap if you just, I don't want nothing to do with it? You know what I mean? I don't listen to secular music. I don't want to have a secular artist on my song because I'm a crit. Like, to each his own. And if that's what God done personally told that person, I salute it, respect it. But I didn't get that message. And
I get the point about separating yourself.
Definitely,
But
because everybody's not even strong enough to, like, some people, if they go back and backslide or fall, they may not ever recover. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's you got to know you. First of all, you know what I mean? That's one of my favorite scriptures, and it ain't even in the Bible. Know thyself. Yeah. Because, hey, and honestly, you will never really know that in totality.
You right. But if we be honest, we know what we can and can't handle. And what we know where and our strongholds are. Right. And we know what's good for us and what's not good for us. Right. Certain things with people, certain things with what we eat. Just like, for instance, it's amazing to me how us as people, even especially Christians, we can separate ourselves from people. We can separate ourselves from television shows. But why can't we separate ourselves from food? Mm. Like, the doctor tell you, hey, you need to work on your diet. But we'll keep eating it. Yeah, but now the preacher tell you, hey, you don't need to be in association with these people. You'll separate yourself from them people. Them people can't do nothing for your soul.
You want to disassociate yourself from that pig.
Yeah, but you ain't gonna So like in the Bible,
you know that pig killing you.
We make gods out of our bellies.
Right. Oh.
Because we so quick to separate ourselves from people, the ones we're supposed to be reaching at. Mm. But we won't separate ourselves from the thing that's killing us, our physical body. Yeah. Wow. We won't separate ourselves from these crazy thoughts that we have.
You know, like this. Kind of a whole nother topic, but this world, man, it's just so, it's crazy how we were created in God's image, but this world is so image driven. Yeah. Not on the image of God, but on the image of
opposite of God.
Completely opposite. Yeah. How we want to see the world.
He say, love, judge without no dissimulation. We say we love with our mouth. Mm-hmm. But the way we judge people, show love.
And like have no respect to person. So like we don't supposed to have no respect to person. Our time out. But like me as an artist, I gotta go do a song with a bigger artist to look like I'm on this certain level. Then I gotta go do a song with a bigger artist for the world to like that's weird to me, bro. Man, maybe I'm tripping. That's weird to me. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. You know what I mean? It's amazing how to me how we say God is the ultimate everything, but how we look at people and put people on pedestals and actually idolize people and things, people, places, and things. Like we put this stuff before God, man. You feel me? All the time, every day, and try to like, I don't know. That's a whole nother subject.
Well, I hope today we said something that will inspire you to help you be a little closer to when you don't know what to do. Maybe this what we talked about gives you a little bit more enlightenment on what to do. And like I say, we don't know everything, but we just talking from our point of view or our perspective. So like we always say, you can like, comment, share, leave, subscribe, purchase you a t-shirt.
Oh yeah, get you a shirt.
Yeah, let the folks know that G.A.S, God is your source. And a lot of time we feel like just because we don't look like that all the time, then we're not worthy. But God is a forgiving God. He accepts you. He said, come as you are. Meaning, whatever facet, whatever lifestyle, whatever you are in your life, come to him as you are. Let him help you change. We can't do it on our own, because if we could, we wouldn't need him.
Yeah.
If we could do it without God, then we wouldn't need him as our source. He would be a resource. So God is our source. And if you want to do it God's way, let's make God your source. Till next time, we out.